Hey my friend, welcome to Choice Tech. In this video, you will learn to solve move zeros problem. I have taken this problem from Leetcode. I am placing the link to it in the description box below. You can check it out and do the code submission over there. We are going to solve this problem using Java. So without further ado, let's check out the problem statement. The problem statement is quite simple. You are given an array of integers. All you have to do is place all the zeros that are present within this array at the end. You can see 1, 2, 4, 5 and 7 have been scattered across the array with the zeros in the middle. And in the output you can see that they have come together at the start of the array and zeros have been placed at the end. You have to ensure that you do not disturb the relative order of these non-zero integers. That means if you see the order of non-zero integers, 2 is after 1, 4 is after 2, 5 is after 4 and 7 is after 5. The same order has been replicated over here. Now let's understand the algorithm that we are going to use to solve this problem and the thinking behind it. I have placed the array nums over here. When I first started thinking about solving this problem, I started looking out for zeros. And I thought of replacing it with the next non-zero integer. But that would have led to a cumbersome approach. A better approach will be to look out for non-zero integers and bring them together, and zeros will automatically take care of themselves. To do that, we must use two variables. One is going to keep track of the non-zero integer, and the other is going to keep track of the cell in which 0 is present. So let me place a variable idx at cell with index 0 and another variable I that is also going to start from the cell at index 0. Okay. So what the algorithm will do, it is going to replace the value of the cell at index idx with the value of the cell at index I. Over here, idx and I both are 0. So this one will be replaced by itself. And the values of these two variables will be incremented. So idx will move to the next cell and I will move to the next cell. Okay. Now idx has a special condition. It is only going to be incremented if the value of the cell is non-zero. But I has no such condition. You will see the magic in a while. So over idx and I both are 1. So 2 will be replaced by itself. And yes, the value of this cell is non-zero. Hence idx will move to the next cell. And I will also be moving to the next cell. In this case, the value of the cell represented by the value of I is 0. So what is going to happen over here? No replacement is going to take place, but I will increment to the next cell and idx is going to stay here only. It will not increment. Okay. Now the value of the cell represented by I is a non-zero integer. Now what's going to happen? The value of the cell represented by idx will be replaced by the value of the cell represented by I. So this 0 will be replaced by 4. And now idx is going to move further and I will also move further. Okay. The value of the cell represented by I is again non-zero. So it's going to replace the value of the cell represented by idx. Hence this 4 will be replaced by 3. idx will move to the next cell and I will also move to the next cell and I will also move to the next cell. Now here the value of the cell represented by I is 0. So in this case idx won't move further, but I is going to move to the next cell. Now the value of the cell represented by I is a non-zero integer. So this 5 is going to replace the value of the cell represented by IDX. So this 3 will be replaced by 5. IDX will move one cell ahead and I is also going to move one cell ahead. Now the value represented by I is 0. So nothing will happen, no replacement will happen. IDX won't move further and I has also reached the last cell of the array. So the algorithm is going to stop over here. Now the algorithm is going to give one final touch to this array. A loop will start from the cell represented by IDX and the algorithm is going to insert 0 in each of the cells till the end of the array. So the loop starts from here. Here it's going to insert 0 irrespective of the value being 0 already. Then moving to the next cell, this 5 will be replaced by 0 because the algorithm is going to insert it. And in the last cell also, the algorithm is going to insert 0. That's it. This is the solution. We have successfully brought all the 3 zeros at the end of the array. Okay, this is the algorithm. Now let's implement this algorithm using Java. So this is my IntelliJ IDE in which I have created this class moveZeros and I have already created a main function. So I'll begin with declaring and initializing an array which will be nums. So it will be int nums equals to new int and let me quickly place in the elements. Alright. The next thing which we are going to do is declare a variable IDX and initialize it to 0. So it will be int IDX equals to 0. Now we are going to write the code of a for loop which is going to iterate over this array. Basically, this for loop will bring in the variable I. So it will be for int I equals to 0, I less than nums dot length semicolon I plus plus. Okay. Within the body of this for loop, we are going to check using if the element belonging to a particular iteration is non-zero. So we are going to write if and within brackets it will be nums within square brackets I not equals to 0. Now, if the element in the cell represented by I is not 0, then it is going to replace the value of the cell represented by IDX. So we are going to write nums IDX equals to nums I. Okay. And when this happens, then IDX is going to be incremented. So we will write IDX plus plus. And when the element represented by I is 0, then we don't have to do the replacement. We don't have to increment the variable IDX. So we are going to write nothing in the else part. I is going to increment automatically because it is a part of the for loop. So this piece of code is going to bring all the non-zero integers together one after another, maintaining the same order. Next, what we are going to do is we will start a for loop that is going to start from the cell represented by IDX and it's going to run till the end of the array, inserting 0 in all the cells. Okay, so we will write for int j equals to IDX, j less than nums dot length, j plus plus. And within the body of this for loop, we will write nums j equals to 0. That's it. And finally, we are going to print this array. For that, we'll have to use another for loop. So it will be for int, let the variable be k this time, k equals to 0, k less than nums dot length, k plus plus. Within the body of the for loop, we'll write system dot out dot println nums within square brackets k plus and space. This is going to print all the items of the array side by side. So the program is complete. Let's run the program and check the output now. Oh, my bad. I have placed print ln over here. It should be print. I don't want the elements to be printed in new line. I want them to be printed side by side. That's why I must use print. Now let's run this program. And there you go. You can see the actual output matches the expected output. All the zeros have come to the end. And 1, 2, 4, 3, 5 have shifted. You can see the relative order of the non-zero integers has been maintained. With this, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed learning this problem from Joey's Tech. Do let me know in the comments if you have any doubts. I look forward to helping you with programming and algorithms. And only for this video, goodbye and take very good care of yourself.